Welcome to the lesson on Introduction to Databases. In this lesson, we will explore the fundamental concepts of relational databases, their structure, and how they're utilized in Java programming, especially when using JDBC, Java Database Connectivity. Understanding databases is crucial for any programmer, as they're the backbone of data storage and retrieval in applications. Don't worry if this feels new at first. This section covers what's a relational database. A relational database is a type of database that stores data in a structured format, using rows and columns. It's organized into tables, which define the relationships between different data entities. The primary advantages of relational databases include data integrity, normalization, and the ability to perform complex queries using SQL, structured query language. Now, key concepts of relational databases. Let's walk through the main points. First, table. A collection of related data entries consisting of rows and columns. Each table represents a different entity, such as users, products, or orders. Next, row. Also known as a record or tuple, a row represents a single entry in a table. Also, column. A field in a table that contains a specific attribute of the entity represented by that table. The full list is on the slide if you want to review it. Let's move on to Database Management Systems, DBMS. A database management system, DBMS, is software that interacts with end users, applications, and the database itself to capture and analyze data. Examples of popular relational DBMS include. There are several points on this slide. First, MySQL, next, PostgreSQL, also, Oracle Database. Check the slide for the remaining items. This section covers creating a sample database. Let's create a simple database for a bookstore. We will define two tables, authors and books. The authors table will store author information, while the books table will store information about the books written by those authors. The samples on screen walk through this step. Take a moment to read through them. In the above SQL commands, first, the authors table has 3 columns, author ID, name, and nationality. Next, the books table has 4 columns, book ID, title, genre, and author ID. Also, the author ID in the books table is a foreign key that references the author ID in the authors table, establishing a relationship between books and authors. Let's move on to performing basic SQL operations. Once we have our database and tables set up, we can perform various SQL operations. Here are some basic examples. The samples on screen walk through this step. Take a moment to read through them. In the above SQL commands, first, we insert records into the authors and books tables. Next, we perform a simple query to select all records from the books table. In this lesson, we covered the basics of relational databases, including their structure, key concepts, and how to create and manipulate tables using SQL. We also looked at a practical example of setting up a database for a bookstore. Now put what you've learned into practice. First, create your own database with 2 tables related to a different domain, e.g., a library, a music collection. Next, define the necessary fields and relationships between the tables. Also, insert sample data into your tables and perform basic SQL queries to retrieve the data.